do some examples for lesson 52 for the group and integrated. And so I have 3 examples here. Basically, when you do these, remember I showed you this ratio that we're going to use, or really it's 2 proportions with an equal sign. So it's percent over 100 equals is over of. The tricky part is figuring out where to put the numbers properly and what are you solving for. So to start off, I always set up the proportion with the 100. That's the only number that you're given. And now there's 3 spots where I have to put numbers. One of them I'm not going to have a number for. I put that as an X and then solve the proportion. So here's how I do it. I need to find an is number, an of number, or a percent number. What number is 160%? Well, that's the percent, so there's where the 160 goes. Of 60. Is the 60 the is number or the of number? I hope you guessed the of. And another clue, what number is? So they didn't tell me the is number. What number is? There's my X. And then at this point, it becomes pretty easy. Cross multiply and solve for X. So basically I have 100X equals 160 times 60. Then I'm going to divide both sides by 100, and you guys have calculators so that you can do this. And you get X equals 96. Now, there's a way that you can use your calculator to check your answer. You can just plug in 160 over 100, and you'll get a decimal. Plug in 96 over 60, and you'll get a decimal. If those 2 decimals are equal, then you know you have the correct answer. All right, let's try another one. If 75 is increased by 150%, what is the result? Now this one's a little bit tricky. Again, we've got percent over 100 equals is over of, so I've got my little proportion set up. I need to figure out where things go. 75 is, so where do you think the 75 goes? Whoa, I didn't think about that one quite correctly, did I? I jumped the gun here. If 75 is increased by 150%, what is the result? So 75 is my starting number. So that's the same thing as 100%. 75 is increased by 150%. So the percent up here is 150 more than 100. That would be 250. That one's a little bit tricky. And what's the new number? I don't know. So we're going to try to figure that out. And again, you set up the proportion and solve the proportion, and you should be able to get the answer. I can pick up my calculator and do that. Let's do that just so that we can get the answer here. So 250 times 75 divided by 100 equals 187.5. So X equals 187.5. And again, check both sides with your calculator to see if you get the same decimal. So again, do the cross multiplying. So you get 90x equals 360 times 100. And then to solve it, I'm going to divide by 90. And when you do all of that work, you should get the percent to be 340%. So I think you can probably do the homework now. This one's a tricky one because it wasn't obvious that you had to use 250 when they gave you 100%. So if a percent is increased, remember you have to add 100 to whatever is increased by a certain percent. And if you do that, this method always works. So percent over 100 is over of. Good luck. All right, Number 3 here. What's the answer to number 3? All right, let's check it out. What do I do? What percent? So, in this one, we don't know the percent. What percent? So, x over 100 of 90 is 360. So, we want is over of, so 360 over 90, correct? And then what do I do? Do you remember?